Good night, all, and welcome to the final match on day 7 of the AFNA qualifiers, the AFNA qualifiers being played here in beautiful Barbados. This match is between Grenada and Canada. Right now, they're introducing the players, and we will read them out for you. Playing for Grenada, goal shoot. Sorry, playing for Canada. Goal shooter, Alyssa Binns. Goal attack, Sarah Binns. Holly Butterworth at goal defense. Amanda Francis at goalkeeper. Shannon Jaiwandine at wing attack. Michelle Keo at center. And Sandra Tom at wing defense. For Grenada, we have goal shooter, Letitia Cato. Goal attack, Cecile Roberts. Wing attack, Tiffany Frederick. Center, Denise Cameron. Wing defense, Rosemary Ashton. Goal defense, Shakira Fortune. And goalkeeper, Rashida Chedick. Now, at the last AFNA tournament, when these teams met, the score was Canada 56 and Grenada 38. So Canada won the last time these two met in the 2014 AFNA tournament. So we look forward to see what the outcome will be tonight.
It will be interesting with these two teams together tonight. So far, Canada has already played 3 games and they won 1 and lost 2, and Grenada has played 4 games, won 1 and lost 2. So basically, they're same with the points as such.
It'll be interesting to see the defense strategy that Canada uses against Grenada. Grenada depends on that overhead lobbing pass into Cato. But from what I've seen from the goalkeeper of Canada, Amanda Francis, she tends to have a very high vertical jump and tends to defend that overhead pass well. So we'll see what Grenada can do if they need to adapt their pass, and if Francis can counteract that overhead pass.
That the defense is playing this is for Grenada. They're actually playing very closely to their opponents tonight. Canada is not getting that ball smoothly down, but again, they're a very patient team. So
it's true. I've noticed that about them as well. They're very patient on the court, not frantic. But Grenada, on the other hand, when they tend not to be able to see players on the court free, they tend to get rather panicked and anxious. That was a wonderful pass into goal attack, Sarah Binns. And she has a very good shooting average so far in this tournament. She's rather accurate when it comes to her shots. That was unfortunate for Canada. They got the ball down the court rather quickly and easily. Now, in terms of goal accuracy, so far for the tournament, Kato, for Grenada, the goal shooter, she has made a total of 138 attempts and scored 122 goals for an average of 88%. So her average is fairly high for the tournament so far. A very reliable shooter for Grenada.
There's no problem getting into the circle. The two defenses for Canada are actually double teaming the goal shooter, but she is so tall.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're still getting that ball in, so the goal attacker is allowed to run freely outside. She gets back into the circle, and she's likely to get the ball, even though, but of course, she's still looking to send that ball quite over. It is accurate so far.
Yes.
And the goal shooter, showing her excellence in shooting.
I find that has been the strategy of most of the teams, a double team on Kato because of her height.
Yeah.
And again, you see that lobbing overhead pass, that is what they rely on. Yeah. And for tonight, it is working.
Yeah.
The
key thing, too, is the passer. So once the attacking players are good at the lob, then there shouldn't be a problem with the lobs, and it's working quite well for Grenada tonight.
Yeah, it didn't work, unfortunately, against Trinidad because of the strong defense of the Trinidad team when Grenada lost to Trinidad 41-82. That overhead pass was being intercepted quite often by the strong Trinidad defense. But for tonight against Canada, it surely is working. Grenada establishing some dominance so far in the game. They're leading 8-4.
What is also beautiful about the Canadian team is that they're actually using the basic principles in netball, and they're feinting to get free and always finding that space to get the ball.
You can never go wrong with the basics,
That's
can
right.
you? That was although Canada scored that ball, that was some good defense there by Grenada in the circle.
The seeing of that, the goal shooter is trying her best to get into her position, and she did it successfully. And we wait for that overhead pass, but she got caught on the outside.
Yes, she did.
One stage. So that's why you can see she's playing mostly on the center to the or on the goal line.
And again, the accurate shot of Sarah Binns of Canada, sorry. Now there's good movement between both goal shooter and goal attack, who are both Binns, Sarah and Alyssa. Good movement between them in the circle, and good communication as well. Again, just know a good showing of Grenada defense, although unfortunately they lost the ball to a footwork call.
But it is amazing, you know, how Canada is patiently looking for the free player in order to make that pass and then getting the ball down, and the shooters are accurate as well. It's still early for us to know what is going to happen.
Call it, yes.
To call
it's still
any
very
game
early.
because they equally have
they're equally matched. Yeah. I think they're a very equally matched team. So I think the final result of this game will be rather interesting. Cato seems planted in that position just to wait on that overhead pass.
And the first pass from Grenada is always going in, finding someone who's free, because the goal attack is actually coming for the center pass in the majority of the time, leaving the goal shooter in the circle. Canada using some really sharp, safe passes. They're using the ball backward and forward. They're going into the goal third, and then they bring the ball back out to the center third until they're sure that they have someone that is free for the pass.
That's a good strategy, I believe. That was good waiting and movement with the ball for Sarah Benz, who's one of the co-captains for the Canadian team. This is her first AFNA tournament and her second year on the national team for Canada. And so far, she's really impressed me with her shooting for sure, and her athleticism on the court. From what I can see, I believe the Grenada defense need to go after some rebounds to try to reclaim possession of the ball for any shots that are missed by Canada. Just now, it was an unsuccessful attempt, but only the goal shooter for Canada went for the ball. Unfortunately, she went outside, but neither of the Grenada defenses went up for the ball. That was a bit of a misread just now by Grenada, and Canada have moved swiftly down the court as the ball is already entering their goal circle. And another short shot from Sarah Benz of Canada.
It's great playing by the Canadian.
Yes, excellent work.
Yeah. The Goleta actually she engaged the defenses. She pulled them out of the circle and left her other shooter. They, got free very easily. And what is noticeable too about passing the ball in the circle is either the goal attack or the center from Grenada that has that really good pass, especially the goal attack, that lovely loop into the goal shooter. And when the other person is passing in, there's a problem. So the score is now 15 to Canada, Grenada 14. It's the end of the first quarter. And also what we can notice is that the kind of team that Canada has, they are a little less experienced than the Grenada team.
It's true.
Because in Grenada, for example, you have Denise Cameron, who's the center for Grenada tonight. Denise has a lot of caps. She has like 27 caps. And Shakira Fortune, she has 15 caps. And you look at the Canadian team, and some of them been playing like 14 years and 13, but some of them are new to the qualifier and at that level. But some of them been playing for for a really long time. So there's a little slightly more experience in the Grenada team.
And for Canada, there are 7 of them that this is their first after tournament.
Exactly.
So they're not being exposed to this level of netball. So I think it's still very admirable of Canada how they're performing, being a very new team to this level of sport. They're still holding their own in the games, and still playing rather impressively. And as I always say, there's always room to grow. When you have a young team and an experienced team, you learn from your experiences. You go back home, you rewatch the matches, you see where you went wrong, and you can only grow from there.
And this today we had in the opening games, saw St. Vincent and the Grenadines coming up against the United States of America, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines actually won by 30 goals, 69 goals to 39. And for Trinidad and Tobago, again, very high score against St. Martin, one of the the less developed teams. And that score was 95 to Trinidad and Tobago, and St. Martin 18, which means Barbados actually still has the highest score for this tournament so far, 110.
So we await the start of the second quarter of this game between Grenada and Canada. And the whistle blows to signal the start of the second quarter between Grenada and Canada. Now, what's interesting is that the teams' world ranking, Grenada is ranked at number 24. Sorry, Canada is ranked at number 24, and Grenada is ranked at number 23. So they're very close, one behind the other, on the IFNA, the INF tape world ranking. So hence they're evenly matched, this evenly matched game tonight.
Strength in the match.
For sure, Francis, the goalkeeper for Canada, has yet to find a way to put a chink in Cato's armor. And they have not yet found a way to stop that ball from getting into the hands of Cato. We have some changes to the Grenada team. We have Shakira Fortune now at goalkeeper, Ann Lewis at goal defense, Tracy Patrick at wing defense, and Renisha Stafford comes on at goal attack. Now some stats for you for the shooting. For the first quarter, Cato, 12 attempts and 11 goals. Roberts, 3 goals and 3 attempts. For Canada, Alyssa Binns, 9 attempts and 7 goals. And Sarah Binns, goal attack, 9 attempts and 8 goals scored from those 9 attempts. So as you can see, as I was speaking about Sarah Binns, lovely goal average. She only missed 1 goal in that first quarter. As well as Cato only missing 1 goal. She had 12 attempts and 11 goals scored. Roberts had a perfect quarter, scoring her 3 attempts in that quarter. So some good scoring percentages from display from both teams. That was some great defending there from Grenada. Retaining possession of the ball, but then as they get possession of the ball, they unfortunately squander their opportunity of a goal and throw the ball offside. But the goalkeeper, Shakira Fortune, she made a brilliant interception. And Fredericks just got her hand on the ball in that pass into Cato. Has she found the formula to restrict that pass? We should wait and see.
Yes, that ball Ghana is not enough to have scored, but she's tall enough to rebound.
Yes, it's true. A rare miss there for Sarah Benz. But they redeem themselves with that mysterious, when the ball goes around the rim, everybody waits with bated breath to see if it will actually score. Canada pulling ahead a little bit, leading by 4.
So far this second quarter, the Canadians have possession more often than the Grenadian team.
Yes. Still Grenada leads. Canada, their movement to the ball. I find that the players are moving to the ball to collect the passes, which is really good for them. Rather than staying in the space and waiting for the ball to get to them, they're coming to the ball to collect the passes. Goal shooter was just left unattended by the defense. But she was unable to convert that shot. Canada defense forcing that long pass from almost the middle of the court into the goal circle. But it went way too high for even Cato at her height to retrieve it.
The score is 24-21 to Grenada.
Made that 25-21 with that shot from Cato. From a coach's perspective, what do you think Canada needs to do in order to pull back?
Well, I would say they're bringing down the ball carefully. And I think it's more the opposition that is creating the distance between them, because they are using the center court properly, and then occasionally they were making some mistakes, some errors as they had gained the ball, but actually they're playing, with good space and bringing the ball down safely, and they just need to be a little more defense in order to start the Grenadian team. Because with the center pass, they're defending very well. So Grenada is not able to get that ball around as they were wanting. Because if you notice, the Grenadians are more or less playing a lot of their game in the center third, just passing around, because they can't get it down. But if they get into their goal turn, they're able to lob that ball over. But in getting it down, they're taking a little longer, because I find Canada's playing good defense.
Yes, and he's being forced to even make a pass from the center third into the goal circle, Grenada, because of that Canada defense. A bit of a scuffle there for the ball. I find the playing styles of the shooters from both teams very different. Kato remains solidly placed in the circle, while the goal shooter for Canada, Alyssa Binns, she runs out of the circle sometimes to create opportunities for the goal attack to then come in. So she is more mobile on the court than Kato, but obviously it's working for Grenada.
Yeah.
As they lead currently. I find there are also a lot of turnovers that are going Grenada's way as well, which could also be contributing to the score line right now. Goal attack, Sarah Baines was unfortunately not looking in the circle just now, as Alyssa Baines made a good fake move to get free of the goalkeeper, and she was free. But goal attack was looking elsewhere. However, Canada still makes the shot. And now they have the center pass.
Yeah, and Grenada is scoring quite well in this quarter. They've scored 14 goals, so far, to 10 for Canada. So they've really gone ahead, equally actually averaging 1 goal a minute.
Yes. What amuses me somewhat is that Skater doesn't sometimes even have to jump to get her rebounds. She just simply raises her hands and the ball drops straight into them. And seconds left on the clock in the second quarter. And last time, the score at the half, Grenada 31, Canada 25.
Yes. So
Halftime, Grenada 31, Canada 25.
So that quarter was 16 goals in that quarter to 10. I would like to thank some of the sponsors of the tournament, and we'd like to thank right now the Tourism Development Corporation, TDC, Barbados Tourism and Marketing Inc., the Central Bank, Gildan Activewear, the National HIV/AIDS Commission, the Chinese Embassy, Zephyrin Limited, Banks Holdings, Sports and Games, and Sea Vision Sports. And we thank them very much for their contribution in assisting the America's World Cup qualifier and it to be a success. And we'll join you again at the beginning of the third quarter. So stand by. And the first center pass has started, and it was Canada's center pass. We're into the third quarter. We're here at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium in Barbados, and we are witnessing the America's World Cup qualifier in netball. And Grenada was holding a very tight defense there, and Canada was actually horizontally passing the ball around.
Good attempt there from a valiant effort, I should say, from Cato to try to recover that rebound. That looked like a nasty collision there between the wing defense, the goal defense from Grenada, and the center from Canada. Both of them taking a little while to get off the ground, but the game continues. That was a good switching pass from the wing attack to the goal attack. She was going to pass it low again, but as the defense came in front, she switched and did an overhead pass. So that's good thinking netball, because as we know, netball is not only about passing, but it's also a mental and head game as well. You have to think really quickly on the court and be able to adapt to situations. That was very impressive of goal attack Sarah Binns to get the ball into Alyssa Binns after it went, or it was heading off court, showing some great athleticism. They deviated from their regular overhead pass, and it was intercepted by the goalkeeper, the whole defense for Canada, Harley Butterworth. But Grenada still in possession of the ball, and capable Cato switches it into the net. Very effective.
There was an interception from the center third. It was straight into the goal circle.
The
Cato took that shot. Caught it very easily.
very easily. The center for Canada was forced to look back to pass the ball. And in doing so, that's when the interception occurred. It's no Grenada center pass.
And the Grenada is quite smartly now. He's not trying to get that ball into Cato every time. They're switching and they're using the ball attack in order to get the ball in. And sometimes they actually catching the two defenses from Canada, like still trying to mark Cato, expecting that lob. So, you know, they have changed what they're doing, and that is more effective for the time.
It's true. Now, coach for Grenada, Auburn Peterson Natty. She is a Jamaican national. She was once a Jamaican national player as well. She was the captain of the Jamaican national team, led the team to the bronze medal victory at the Commonwealth Games in 2002. So she has a stellar record as a player and also as a coach for Jamaica, and now as a coach here for Grenada, as we see a very different Grenada team this afternoon tournament compared to the last one. A rare bounce pass into the circle for Grenada. And it's a turnover for Canada now. Possession, no for Grenada. As the goal attack and the goal shooter for Grenada gave themselves a well-deserved 5. Because for that play just now there was good movement between the two of them and communication between the two of them in the circle. We have a new goal defense on the court for Grenada, Rashida Chedek. That was a sharp pass there into Alyssa Benz. She couldn't keep her hands on it, unfortunately. It was excellently intercepted by wing attack Shannon Jayundin of Canada. And Canada will try to use this as they would really want to regain control of this game, as Grenada currently leads by 7. We have a new wing defense for Grenada, and the goal defense and goalkeeper for Grenada have switched their bibs. So now at goalkeeper, we have Rashida Chedek, and at goal defense, we have Shakira Fortune. I hope that Alyssa Benz, goal shooter for Canada, is okay, as she just took a very nasty spill to the floor, but she's up and walking, so I assume she's fine. That was good rebounding there by goal defense, Shakira Fortune of Grenada. And Grenada have made quick work of getting this ball down the court into their goal third. And Kato picks that one out of the air and does what she's best at. Shoots the ball. The defense for Grenada is forcing Canada to make very short passes rather than long passes down the court. But that was good movement there by the Canadian shooters, as they now come within 6 of Grenada. If Canada keep up movement like this on the court and using their center pass like this, they can come, very close and probably come to tie back up the game and maybe even move ahead.
Right now, the score is actually 8-all in this third quarter. But Canada will need to move away, drive away from that point. We just have a few more minutes to go in this quarter. We'll see how much we can do.
They can't afford to lose the ball like that, because once the ball gets into the hands of Kato, we are almost assured of a shot like that. And slippery hands there from the Grenada center, Denise Cameron. That was a wonderful long pass from center court, the center third.
Both teams are huddling when they have the possession of the ball. They're actually just making a quick neighborhood pass, right next to each other.
Yes.
In order to get it out. So most of the play is stuck in the center third. That means the Canadian bench is actually trying to cheer the Canadian team on, with a little chant. Quite happy at the result because they scored and Stanley is in possession right now. There's a lot of determination here from the Canadian defense.
Yes, for sure. They're very ball hungry. A rare miss there for Sarah Binns, goal attack for Canada. And again, as you mentioned before, a switch up of the pass into the goal attack rather than the goal shooter for Grenada. I think a bit of miscommunication there from Canada as they turn over the ball. Francis had gotten her hand on that one, but she wasn't able to secure it. So the ball went out of bounds, and Grenada scored.
It's the end of the third quarter. Grenada 45, Canada 35. So the scores in the third quarter, you see that Grenada would have been, they scored 14 and Canada 10. It was very close when it was like midway in that quarter. But Grenada really moved it away when she has accelerated. It's 15 in the first quarter and in the second. They have scored 14 in the third quarter.
I know they lead Canada by 10 goals, so we see what Canada will be coming with in the final quarter, because they'll want to, for sure, pull it back and try for a victory. Some more sponsors for you. We have CIBC First Caribbean, Atlantic Marketing, Signia, Sunbay Hotel, Digicel, Soundwave Audio Systems, and Sports.bb. And a few donors to make mention of: Banyu Inc., Soko Hotel, Coconut Court Hotel, Sandals, Rubis Sports Club, Structural Systems, Barbados Ice, and G&G Sales. So once again, we thank all of you sponsors and donors for your participation in this America's World Cup Qualifier 2018. Just a reminder of the scores earlier today. St. Vincent and the Grenadines played USA, and St. Vincent scored 69 to USA's 39. In the game between Trinidad and Tobago and St. Martin, Trinidad and Tobago scored 95 to St. Martin's 8. Coming up tomorrow, we have at 2 p.m. Trinidad and Tobago versus Argentina. At 4 p.m. Canada versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines. At 6 p.m. Grenada versus St. Martin. And at 8 p.m. USA versus tomorrow. And we resumed the fourth and final quarter of the Grenada versus Canada game tonight here at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium. Current score, Grenada 45, Canada 36. Grenada have brought on the young Kelsey Morrow-Ross at goal shooter. In the last game against Trinidad and Tobago, I found Morrow-Ross was a bit overwhelmed by the harsh Trinidad defense, and she didn't have her usual accurate scoring game. So we'll see if what she brings to the table in this game here now against Canada.
Was smart play there again by the goal attack. She actually is moving around in the circle, and the defenses went behind her and left the overhead pass for Cato.
Ross.
Yeah.
So far, so good for Morrow-Ross, as she scored all 3 of her attempts. Morrow-Ross showing some resilience there against goalkeeper from Canada, Francis. And a turnover there. Ball now in the hands of Grenada once more.
And really must commend that goal attack, because she obviously practices that lob a
Yes.
lot. And very accurate, I would say, with that overhead pass, that lob into the goal shooters, because it's also working with Morrow-Ross at goal shooter. Grenada still keeping a 10-goal lead.
They're shot for shot so far in this quarter. But Canada can't afford shot for shot if they're trailing by 10 goals. They need to make some interceptions. They can't afford to lose goal scoring opportunities, and they can't afford to lose their center pass.
Ooh.
Excellent defense there by Grenada, forcing a 3-second infringement. The ball was held for longer than 3 seconds. Let's see if Canada can use this one. Excellent interception there from goalkeeper Chedick. Grenada now ahead by 12, the biggest lead of the game so far, as they establish their dominance in this match. Now a reminder that the last score between these two teams in the 2014 after tournament in Calgary, Canada, was Canada 56 and Grenada 38. So a different scoreline tonight in the fourth quarter of this game, as Ross scores yet another goal, pushing Grenada even further ahead. And Canada cannot afford to throw away the ball, and when they're trailing by 12.
And
that was a bold, brave move from the goalkeeper, running out to try to intercept the ball, leaving Ross pretty much unattended in the circle. I think that move backfired on her.
I find that Grenada is finding it, easier to get the ball into their goal circle, because those lobs are coming from further out than they were in the previous quarters.
Yes, in the previous quarters.
But they are getting the ball down, and then on the defense, Grenada is a lot faster than they were too, as though they're building up more energy at this point in time. Mm-hmm. And they have a goal in mind, and they're going after every ball.
Every single ball. We have a change. Kato comes in at goalkeeper, and Rashida Chedick goes to goal defense. As the goal defense, Shakira Fortune exits the court with an apparent injury. So we'll see. I've said before in a previous game that Kato is a very versatile player. She plays both ends of the court, both shooting and defense. So we see how what advantage her height plays in this circle, as she rebounds the ball easily.
Grenada has the advantage in the defensive area because they're much taller than the two shooters.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
Yeah. And they recognize then that Canada, the goal attack, then Sarah, she was actually looked as though she wasn't seen because they were shooting short on both occasions up here since they changed and put Kato in the goal circle.
You see an attempt from the wing defense and the center to try to keep the goal attack from in the circle. Both of them were called for contact. But you can see an all-around team effort of defense from the Grenada players.
Really good positioning though by the Grenadian goal shooters. Both of them, Kato, who was in earlier in the game, at goal shooter. I know you find that. Murray Ross is even more effective than Kato was.
I think Murray Ross is moving more than Kato did in the circle, rather than Kato positions herself in her comfort zone.
Yeah.
But Murray Ross tends to move around a bit more. That was a tough challenge there from goal defense, Chede. As the officials are sure to make sure that the surface is not slippery. That would be a hazard to the players. You don't want any serious injuries in this game, in this tournament, really.
Canada brought on that ball pretty quickly. Again, was put in a real uncomfortable position as was not able to get the ball out, but Canada has retrieved the ball after that error, and they have also, made it good, but they're still trailing by 12 goals.
That was an excellent interception there by Canada's wing attack. She too has a bit of height on her, and she used that to her advantage, jumping and blocking the ball. I wonder how they're able to see over the long hands of Kato in the circle. She's certainly making it quite difficult to shoot. Because she would for sure be an obstruction. As Canada now in possession of the ball once more. We'll see if they can make good on this attempt.
I think as they're coming down, each team is trying to gain possession and hustle for more goals and so on. That some of them are getting a little complacent, and they're actually having telegraph passes, so they're being intercepted from one team to the other. They just need to focus a little more.
You can see the frenzy in the Canadian team as they probably have their eyes on the clock, knowing that they have very limited time to pull this game back.
It's a penalty to Grenada.
That was almost too easy for Canada.
Yeah. The 10-goal lead. And Grenada is moving on, and it's their center pass.
That was excellent defending there by Canada. Good passing between players. Another hard fall there for Sarah Binns, but this time you can really see the agony on her face. But she still does not go off.
Yeah, well, as we're waiting for the injury, during the injury time, we remind you of the games for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Trinidad and Tobago will play Argentina at 2 p.m. Canada versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines at 4 p.m. Grenada versus St. Martin, 6 p.m. And USA versus Barbados at 8 p.m. So don't you forget to join us tomorrow from 2 p.m. The game has continued. They're all back in motion.
Seconds left in this game. Canada leading by 9.
This is the end of the game between Grenada and Canada. It's the America's Netball World Cup Qualifier 2018 here in Barbados at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium. And we'd like to just thank a few of our sponsors: BIDC, Massey Technologies, Massey Distribution, Brighton's Express, Chefette Restaurants, SMJ, Pizza Man Dot, Tony's Enterprises, S&J Health Bakery, Armstrong Agency. And the score has changed by 1. It is 58 to Grenada and 49 to Canada. We'd also like to thank the contributors to the local organizing committee and the AFNA committee, the contributors, Barbados Olympic Association and Barbados National Sports Council. And we'll be here tomorrow from 2 p.m. so you can join us for tomorrow's games. We hope you had a good evening. We wish you a good night and God bless.